It is almost November, and how about this saying that is completely and 100% accurate? Purdue controls their own destiny in the Big Ten West. What's going on, everybody? Big Ten Ted coming at you here today for this game preview. Purdue hosting Wisconsin, the Boilermakers, in the top 25 after that big win against previously second-ranked Iowa. So let's break this one down. And this could be the battle of one-dimensional offenses, if you look at this one. And for Wisconsin, right, they've gotten their running game going. This is a running game that has dramatically improved. Now, it already was a good running game, but it has improved now with the addition. Freshman Braylon Allen has gotten more touches. Back-to-back 100-yard games against Illinois and Army. The freshman from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, the former Fond du Lac Cardinal, yours truly's hometown of Fond du Lac. Go Cardinals. So let's look at that. The running game is going well for Wisconsin, but the passing game, not so much. I really thought on these two lesser opponents, right, Illinois and Army, maybe they would try to get Graham Mertz more touches. Maybe they would try to throw the ball a little bit more. Still nothing. 100 yards and I think 112 against Army. He still stands at 2 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, which tells me what? Graham Mertz still is not a guy that can push the ball down the field. This is a one-dimensional offense right now. Now, if their one dimension can do pretty darn good, they could give some teams some trouble, especially now with the added threat of Braylon Allen in that running game. But Graham Mertz, and they haven't really had him throw a ton, under 15 pass attempts in both the Army and Illinois games. So they are clearly going all in, pushing their chips to the middle of the table, saying, we're going to run the football, you got to stop it. Now you look at the Purdue side of the football. They're 8th out of 14 in the Big Ten in rush defense. They're first, believe it or not, they're first overall in points per game. They're first overall in total defense in the Big Ten Conference this season, which is crazy. 13.3 points per game they're giving up right now. But that's a good defense on the other side for the Purdue Boilermakers. For Purdue, it's pretty simple. Let me stack 7 guys. Let me stack 8 guys in the box, and it'll be fine. And we're going to win this game, right? Because this is a Purdue defense that's second in the Big Ten against the pass. I don't think there's any way in this matchup that Wisconsin pushes the ball down the field in the passing game. I don't foresee that happening. Other side of the coin, Purdue, their offense is starting to get it together. David Bell had a phenomenal game against the Iowa Hawkeyes. The big question for that Wisconsin defense, this top-ranked Wisconsin defense against the pass in the Big Ten, is let's lock in on David Bell. If other guys beat us, fine, but we can't let David Bell do what he did against that Iowa secondary, because if they let that happen, Purdue is definitely going to win the football game. I really think that this game will be decided early on in this matchup. Let me explain. If Purdue gets out to an early lead and they push the ball down the field and they're scoring early and often and things are looking good for O'Connell, Bell, Sheffield, and the like in that offense, Wisconsin ain't coming back. This is not a Badger team that is built to come back from behind, and it's just not going to happen. If this is a double-digit game at halftime, Purdue probably comes away with the victory. On the flip side, if Wisconsin runs the ball early and establishes time of possession, plays really good defense, keeps Purdue off the field, they could force Purdue into doing things that they don't want to do. But then again, Purdue can come back from behind. This is a Purdue team that can that's pass happy, that can pass the ball. Purdue is dead last in the Big Ten in running the football. So if I'm Wisconsin, I'm not worried about the Purdue running game. And watch, now they're not going to worry about it, and Purdue's going to rush for 200 yards. But getting back to it, if I'm Jim Leonhard, I'm not worried about this Purdue running game. It's what do I got to do to contain David Bell? What do I got to do to keep Aiden O'Connell under 300 yards? I mean, I look at last week, going on the road into Iowa, an Iowa defense we previously thought was untouchable, unicorn, some great Big Ten analysts might have called them, and look what they did, right? Aiden O'Connell threw for over 350, and David Bell had a phenomenal day. So if I'm Jim Leonhard, I got to find a way to get in, and I got to disrupt Aiden O'Connell. That's the first thing that I've got to do. If I can get in there and force him to do some things that he doesn't want to do and run around, right? Because he's not the most mobile quarterback in the world. If you can force him to belly outside of the pocket, maybe get him throwing on the run, that might be to Wisconsin's advantage. Iowa didn't do great in terms of pressure on the passer. I think 0 sacks. I don't think they got to O'Connell once in that football game. That's the big thing I'm focusing on, that Iowa wasn't able to do. Wisconsin, we got to get pressure on Aiden O'Connell. If we can't get pressure, he's going to sit back there and he's going to pick us apart just like he did the Iowa Hawkeyes. As you can tell, I think Purdue has the edge in this football game. Look, that's a big-time win. That's mentally going on the road into an environment like Kinnick and beating the number 2 team in the country. That's going to do a lot for you between the ears. Saying, well, we can do this now. Okay? We can go out and we can beat good teams. We can, and we proved it. And now Wisconsin, this is a team that has underachieved this season. This is a Purdue team that's gaining confidence. Graham Mertz doesn't have confidence right now. I don't think Wisconsin has confidence that they can throw the ball. That Purdue front, led by George Karlaftis, I think is going to zero in on this Wisconsin running game. And look what Purdue's defense did last week. Right, Tyler Goodson was held to, I believe, under 80 yards. I think the whole Iowa running game was held under 80 yards in that game. And look what happened, right? They clogged the Iowa running game. And what does Spencer Petras do? Throws 4 interceptions and does not have a good day throwing the football. I think Spencer has had a better season than Graham Mertz. So, this one could get ugly if Graham Mertz has to put the ball in the air in this one. Man, Purdue, man, this is how crazy the Big Ten is. It's how crazy things can change as you look at the Boilermakers and what they're able to. Now they're controlling their own destiny. They're getting love on Big Ten Ted. Yeah. It's great to see things change up, especially in the West Division. I want to hear what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Boilermakers, Badgers, who you got? Subscribe to Big Ten Ted. I'm getting a phone call. I gotta go. We'll see you in the next one.